if you look at your setup, what we're trying to create is a more conventional setup. If you look at that on the left-hand side, you can see how much sort of your hands are pushed forward. Your hands, the club there is in a position to hit a golf ball straight with the mat. So your club face now is aiming straight to the mat, which, as we can see on the range here now, is probably going between sort of red and yellow flag there, 20 yards right at the target. So your club is aiming 20 yards right at the target. Your feet then are aiming for this slice that you're creating 20, 30 yards left of target. So your feet and club face are now 50 yards apart in terms of alignment. So the dispersion with that's going to create an awful lot of that way with the ball flight. The ball flight will generally start nearer the face line, so where the face is pointing, but the further left you're setting up with the body and the further left you swing it, the more spin you get. And what's happened over 2 weeks, month, whatever it may be, you've just got further and further left with your body to try and get the ball starting as somewhere left of something, because the ball just keeps curving this way, curving this way, curving this way. So when you start slicing the golf ball, the first thing you should be checking is, where's that pointing? Is that aiming to target? If that's aiming right at target, no matter what you do, as far left as you aim, the ball will always end up right at target. Okay. The only way that ball, if that club's aiming right of target, that ball doesn't end up right at target is if you swing from in here and get a load of draw spin. But if you're someone who naturally is a little bit left to right, you're not going to want to start hitting the ball 50 yards right at target to bring it back to target, are you? So it's about making sure that club face is straight. And if you look at your sort of right hand side now, everything's a lot more neutral lines, okay, so a lot more parallel, square, and again, more an efficient way.
That looks better.
Yeah, exactly. That to me is sort of zig and zag and feet here and club there. None of those lines look.
Going to fall over.
It looks a bit. Again, it's basically you're conforming to what the club face is giving you. So your hands have gone down where the club you think wants to point, as you said, sort of towards target, which was right, as in right of target, not correct, right as in left and right. And then you thought, well, I'll bring my feet around. So your feet now coming around this way. If your club then went back to sort of here, the club's going to be way left, isn't it? And you're not going to want to aim the club face over there somewhere, so you just didn't do that. You just left the club face pushing forward. As a result, your grip gets very much underneath. So every now and then, the 2 or 3 wrongs we said make a right, it went straight and it worked. Again, I've cracked it. But you say one shot doesn't make a good shot, and one shot doesn't make a spring, does it? They say. So getting it a little bit more. Pick a spot just in front. If that's your spot there, now that white tee or whatever that bit of dirt was on the tee there, you aim in your club towards that spot and get everything built up around that. Okay, try to get just more neutral in your setup and be more aware, okay, come here, of what he's doing. He's the biggest thing, okay, because when you swung the club now, because everything's a little more in front of you, backswing wise is fine. Top of the backswing, yeah, your hands are a little bit high, which is why you'll generally be a fader of the golf ball as opposed to a drawer. Okay, we'll talk about that in more detail if you want to, but yeah, generally, higher your hands, you're going to come down a bit steeper. Steeper means a bit more open club face. Open club face means a slight fade. Okay, if you want to get a draw, we can get those arms lower. We can start getting draw. But I think to start with, let's get the ball more neutral. If it's a 5-yard fade, that's an improvement, and then we can start playing back with left and right to left. At the moment, your bad shot's killing you way right. So if we started getting you to draw the ball, are you going to want to stand on the third on the button and aim down the right-hand side of the lane and draw it back? Probably not. Mentally, you're going to go, always slice the last one, and then come way over the top and hoik it down the 5th fairway somewhere. So you play to the shot you're comfortable hitting, and we'll move the ball flight back a bit more towards straight and neutral, and then we can start working the other way if we need to. Okay, but in terms of the backswing wise, fine. And now you can just release through, let the arms and body release through, squaring the club face over. In this case, that was a lovely swing up on that left side in a much more balanced position. Okay, this one here now, because the hands are sort of a long way forward, okay, as you come to the golf ball, it's all trying to sort of get at your own way. It's an unorthodox way. Your hands have got to return back to a different spot to square the club face up. Okay, so they don't want to come back to that forward position, do they? It doesn't really feel comfortable there, does it? So you're always making that adjustment to try and then get at your own way and try and force it as far left as you can. Do whatever you can in the swing to just start it left of middle. Okay, does that make sense? And yeah, so have a couple more. Try and use that T-peg as a guide to setting up. Just being a little bit more neutral with everything, Andrew, rather than aiming for a shot that hopefully in a few sort of sessions now it's not going to come back to. Okay.